It is a red solo cup kind of day because that's how we roll. Welcome back to the Sippin With Sin podcast where we talk about stuff and stuff that are important to all and everyone all the time. Scientifically proven. Don't ask us how. It is. You don't question it. You just let it be. You know, it's one of those things. But welcome back for another week. We appreciate you being here and listening for another week of our ramblings and insights on cool stuff. I don't know. Without further ado, though, we're going to get into it because we're not going to dilly-dally this week. We're going to welcome back Christian. Another week.
Everyone.
Christian over here looking like he doesn't have a neck on those watching on YouTube. Let's see it.
By my copious amounts of hair, dreads.
How long do you think your hair is if you didn't have them in dreads? Because doesn't dreads take half the length or a quarter of the length of the hair?
Yeah, man. If I took these down without cutting them, it'd be ridiculous. Like, just to be honest, it'd be ridiculous.
Can you imagine it? Like,
for those of you listening, my hair, if I have it straight down, like it's definitely past my butt at this point. I'll say this: going swimming is no longer fun because when my hair gets wet, heavy, that like I'm constantly tilting my head because it's so much weight. Neck hurt. So I mean, like swimming. Let me rephrase. Swimming is still fun. It's just a little less fun because I have so much extra to deal with. So yeah, man. I can't like whip my hair at all because like seriously, if I hit with my hair whipping it
back and forth.
Yeah. If I were to, like my fiance, for example, I whipped my hair this past summer after swimming with my son and slapped her like in the chest on accident, and it left a whelp. And I didn't even mean to; it just happened. So like I have to be conscious all the time of what locks are doing. So yeah, man, it's a lot.
Well, it is time. We're going to do what we always do to start every episode, and that is we like to start off by talking about what we've been watching, reading, listening to, or playing this past week. So I guess I'll start this week because...
Let me actually start on this one because I think mine's
just cutting me off
than yours.
Come over the RKO.
I did. I'm starting this time. No, I think mine's a little quicker than yours, so if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and go first and get it out the way.
Chris, you know what happens when you assume, right?
I mean, and it'd be hilarious if you were like, actually, I didn't do anything this week. It's your turn. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, see? You don't know. You don't know what I'm going to say. Maybe I lay
now I'm curious to hear what
somewhere,
you did.
And that was it. Maybe I just lay butt-ass naked out in the middle of my yard. That's totally not what happened. But, I mean, you never know. All right,
I want to know. Tell us what happened. Of that book that I had, Baby Teeth, it started off awesome. The middle of it was okay. And then when you get towards the end, it started to get a little weaker and weaker and weaker. So I didn't actually finish the book. I kind of could guess exactly what was going to happen. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who does read it. It's not a bad book. It just didn't go where I needed it to go personally. I could totally see that being made into a movie if it's not already. And it makes a lot of sense. It just makes a lot of sense that would be a cinematic thing. It'd be a lot of fun to watch. But like I said, I finished that as much as I could before I returned it to my local library. And then after that, I finished season 4 of The Wire. So I got one season of The Wire left, trying to power through that just because there's some other stuff coming out that I want to watch. I definitely want to catch up with The Mandalorian. And aside from that, I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 4. Yes, I've beaten the game. I think we talked about that last week, the game on hardcore. I'm about halfway through the story at this point, and the enemies on hardcore and professional are so aggressive, man. Like, they don't even go after you anymore. Straight for Ashley, pick her up, and then run to a door. It's insane. So it's a lot easier, obviously, when you don't have Ashley to worry about, but also if Ashley's not there, all the enemies are attacking you at the same time. So it's a bitch. But aside from that, man, I'm playing that. I'm having a lot of fun. They're coming out at the time of this recording tomorrow that I'm really interested in, and it's another remake, and it's the Mega Man Battle Collection. It's coming out on, I think I would get it on my Switch, but I used to play the Battle Network games all the time, and I really, really like them. And this is a collection of all of them. So I'm really thinking about getting that. And for those of you who don't know what that is, Mega Man Battle Collection is essentially, or Battle Network, it's like a Mega Man, but in the style of Pokemon. So you have Mega Man, and then you defeat other Mega Man enemies. You get their moves, sets, or whatever. Your own Mega Man, and you go through the story. It's like an RPG, kind of turn-based, but not really. It sounds weird, but it's really fun. It gets addictive really quick, and once you understand how the combat works, it's a lot of fun to be had. So I'm thinking about getting that, but we'll see. There's a lot of stuff going on in life right now. It's going to prevent me from doing that. But aside from that, that's all I've been doing this week. What about you, Sin?
Laying butt naked in my yard.
Good for you, man.
That's it.
Good for you.
That's it. No,
express yourself.
Just kidding. So I have also been playing Resident Evil 4. I've been streaming it on Kick. I think I am 2 chapters from the end. I think I'm chapter 14. I just fought Army dude. I forgot his name.
Krauser.
Yeah, I just beat Krauser. So I'm right after that, and I think I'm on chapter 15. So I think there's 16 chapters, right?
Yes, there's 16 chapters. Let me ask you a question. Since you're so close to being at the end of the game, what is your least favorite enemy to go up against in the game? Like, I want to know the scariest for you. No, and then 2, what enemy do you hate fighting the most?
It's probably a toss-up between the Regenerator dude. Just because they've got to the stage now. The first ones wasn't so bad, but with the thermal scope and stuff. But now they got the stage where they porcupine, and then they'll like crawl at you, and it's really annoying. And like they'll slap the piss out of you from like the ground, so that gets on my nerves. That or the dudes with the huge claws. I can't remember their names. The blind dudes. They always get on my
the
nerves.
blind guys.
They're just annoying because I'm trying to like place my shots with a pistol, and they just get on my nerves.
Those dudes, you are talking about the ones that are blind with the big Wolverine claws.
They have the stuff on the back.
Yeah, those guys get annoying for sure, but there is no, you still have to do that. So never mind, I take that back. It's just a little easier in this one. But the scariest and the most annoying enemy for me, hands down, is 100% the Regenerators, dude. The Regenerators are so annoying, and then the Iron Maidens just make it even worse. If you took that enemy out of the game completely, I could probably breeze through the game in a day. But those dudes, oh my God, I can't stand them. It does freak me out. Their look freaks me out. Their eyes freak me out. The way that they breathe in the game freaks me out. You have to have that certain scope to take them out as quickly as possible. That's really annoying. And I remember in the original 4, and I'm a victim of it. Well, actually, it wasn't me. It was a buddy of mine. Went through the game and didn't pick up the scope because they don't tell you where it is. You have to go and find it. And when you find it in the original Resident Evil 4, you have it. You can use it to fight them. But if you don't go in a certain room and pick it up because you're running from the Regenerators in general, you just miss it and you don't have it. So he didn't grab the scope. And I remember him just using all of his ammo to kill these things. And it was really funny. Then I went back and told like, hey man, there's a room in there you can go to and you can get a scope that helps you kill them like in 3 shots. And he's like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, you asked me not the backseat game, bro. So there you go. But anyway, those are definitely the worst enemies for me personally to fight. They're the scariest enemy for me to fight. Everything else in the game I can deal with. Another annoying enemy, I guess I could say, is the damn bugs. They get on my nerves. They're not strong.
They go stone or whatever and hide. And
they're not very strong or anything. They're just really fucking annoying.
They're super annoying. There's always a lot of them. You'll kill them, you're like, all right, I'm done. And then another one buzzes out of nowhere, and you're like, you little bitch. Like it. Oh.
Yeah, you can go through ammo real quick, just missing shots for those dudes.
So how much? I have about 2 hours left of game.
Yeah, each chapter is roughly an hour
Yeah.
if you breeze through it. But yeah, man, it took me. There were a couple of spots in the game that I got stuck on, so it took me a while. And on my first playthrough, I took my fucking time. I didn't run that much in the game. I was looking at everything. I was checking everywhere for treasures. Like I was, in this playthrough, I'm just kind of running through shit. I don't really care about all the treasures. Like I'm really just trying to beat the game as quickly as possible. But I have so much fun with enemies that my problem is I don't run through things that I should be running through. Like any of the boar face guys, the pig face guys, You can pass those dudes most of the time in the game, but I just have so much fun killing those guys because they give you those gems and you use those to put in treasure, blah blah blah. Anyway,
All right.
it's a great game. I love it.
Yeah. No,
Definitely a
it's a
10 out
great
of 10 for
remake.
me.
It's really good. I've really enjoyed it. I've had a lot of fun playing it and streaming it. And if you know everybody out there hasn't seen me play it, I've been recording every chapter and I'm gonna be uploading it for a Let's Play on YouTube. I haven't edited any of them yet because I've been way too busy, but it's coming soon. So you can watch the entirety of the game if you hadn't picked it up yourself in my playthrough here soon. Like I said, I got 2 chapters left, so I should be done with it pretty soon on the first playthrough. Other than that, I watched 2 movies. I'm not going to go in depth because I would like to discuss one, hopefully, with Christian. I don't know if he's seen it or not, but I'm going to save it. And that movie is Knock at the Cabin. Have you watched it?
Haven't seen that yet.
Okay, good. So I would like to discuss it on the podcast. We can maybe go over it. I watched it. I have to say, for some reason, I have like a soft spot in my heart for M. Night Shyamalan movies. I always have. Every time he has a new movie come out, I want to watch it because I know he's notorious for thinking you know what's happening and throws a crazy-ass twist in there. So I'm always expecting something weird to happen. And I generally, for the most part, enjoy most of his movies. I mean, there's some that I'm not crazy about and some that still make me mad, like The Village, that piss me off. But, watched it. It was interesting. And I'm going to leave it at that. I think it's on Peacock right now, Christian. So you could watch it. Or anybody out there, if you've seen it, let me know what you think about it. I'm going to stop there on my breakdown because, like I said, I want to discuss it with Christian, so I'm not going to go too much into it. It has Batista in it, and I thought Batista did a good job. It's not a normal Batista role. And it also has, I don't know the actor's name, so forgive me, but he played in Mindhunter. Has him in it as well. The younger FBI agent, for those that might have watched Mindhunter on Netflix. But it has him. He also did a good job. I enjoyed it. And Ron Weasley, is that his name? Harry Potter guy?
Mm-hmm. The character, Ron? Yeah.
I don't know the actor's name. He's also in it, too. So, has some people in it. It's, I enjoyed it. I definitely want to watch it again. And when I know we're going to discuss it, I'm probably going to watch it again just so it's, like, fresh in my mind. But I watched that. And then I also watched a movie called The Ritual Killer.
How was that?
Look, so you know how you ever click a movie and you're like, maybe it has some actors you know, and you're like, I'm going to give it a shot because it has these people. Sounds like it might be interesting, but you kind of know it's going to be not good.
Mm-hmm.
That was totally this movie, and I was right. So this movie has, what is the guy's name? Cole Hauser, who plays Rip in Yellowstone, for anybody that doesn't know the name. So I enjoy the character Rip in Yellowstone, and it has Morgan Freeman, and I was like, okay. Like, these are some actors I know. Like, how bad can it be? And essentially it's about literally a ritual. A detective hunts a international murderer committing ritualistic killings in a small Mississippi town. And he seeks the help pretty much of an expert in like ancient rituals and like African lore and stuff to help. And that would be Morgan Freeman. And yeah, I didn't realize at the time, but Vernon Davis, you probably have no clue who that is, Christian, but sports fans out there, he used to play tight end for the 49ers. Oh, he's actually in the movie. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't realize that was him when I saw him until I looked at IMDb later, and I was like, oh, shit, okay. Movie, story-wise, not that great. Like, it is what, I mean, I feel bad. Like, you watching it and, like, essentially Cole Hauser is being Rip, kind of, like, down to the grunting mannerisms. Like, the people will talk to him, and he'll just go, Like, he'll do, like, little things, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of really similar. Not that great of a movie. It is what it is. Like, yeah, I think it got 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Not that great of a movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not, I definitely wouldn't recommend. I mean, if you want to watch it, you want to watch something about a serial killer, that stuff usually interests me. If you want to watch it, go for it. Do not expect it to blow your mind. You'll probably instead be like, I just blew a bunch of time. So, yeah.
Well, that's kind of sucks.
Yeah. Other than Morgan Freeman and Cole Hauser, like the acting is really subpar in a lot of parts, and it's stuff like there's one scene where a kid gets kidnapped in a van, which nobody questions. The big brother's like, "Go home. You have to go home and do your homework because you're smarter than me." And like the brother
That
walks
really a
off,
line?
and like they're in like a rough neighborhood, and this white van rolls up, and the kid, like, you can hear him yelling. It's like he's in a video game. You can hear him yelling inside the van, and it, like, echoes. He's like, "Ah!" Like, it's just awful in parts. I was like, well, that just sucks. So yeah, watch that. Watched Knock at the Cabin, and then other than that, this week I have watched a couple trailers that I was kind of excited to talk to Christian about. I don't know which ones he's seen and which ones he hadn't seen. The first one is not even really a trailer. I think it's just an announcement, and that's the Harry Potter series coming to Max, because HBO Max is now apparently called Max. They've renamed after all that stuff. Meh. Not really stoked on that because I'm
People wanna
not a
say the
huge Harry Potter
20
fan. So,
Right?
what?
Mm.
Do what?
I think that takes effect at the end of the month. So like the 21st or something like that. Last week of the month, I think, is when it takes effect.
Okay. But yeah, we'll see what there's no like anything context or anything put in the Harry Potter series. Just announced that there's gonna be a series Harry Potter, so we'll see what that means.
Yeah, I think each book is going to be a season of the show, which is something that I've actually been wanting for a little while now.
Are the
And
characters coming back?
no, no. Here's the thing.
So
A
no
little bit of
Daniel
the
Radcliffe
tea.
or nothing like that.
Yeah. So the one of the reasonings for that, one of the reasons, excuse me, for that is a lot of those actors that were a part of the original Harry Potter movie series don't want to come back because J.K. Rowling is unfortunately a producer on this show, and I mean she kind of has to be because of the IP. Um, but because she's a producer, a lot of the actors, like Daniel Radcliffe, straight up was like, "Nah, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want to be associated with her anymore. Like, I'm not feeling it. I'm good." And a lot of the other actors in the show kind of fall suit as well. They don't want to be one cast as these characters for the rest of their careers, and then also they don't want to be, attributed to this person and the shitty things that she says online. So they're gonna start over, gonna do a whole new thing. It's supposed to be a little bit darker, supposed to, um, like I said, follow the books a little bit more closely. And each season is supposed to be one of the books themselves, so you get more of the story, what was really going on, and then you won't have, hopefully, depending on how they go about this, we won't have any more debates on who is your Dumbledore and him yelling at Harry about the Goblet of Fire and all that. Hopefully, all of that uh, goes away when we do get this show, and hardcore Harry Potter nerds will know what I'm talking about. But yeah,
The Missus is
I'm
one of
excited
those.
though.
She's hardcore in the Harry Potter stuff. I don't know how many times she's read the book, so I already know when I tell her they're not coming back, she's gonna be like, because she doesn't like change when she's used to a character. But I'm sure we'll watch it, so we'll see how it goes.
Well,
Uh,
see, I'm glad you said that. Really quick, people like me have a fucking choice to be used to change, because if you're a comic book nerd and you've watched any measure of comic book movies, for an example, Batman's never going to be the same actor for too long. You had Michael Keaton, you got Val Kilmer, you got George Clooney, you got Ben Affleck, you got Christian Bale. Like there's Robert Pattinson. So Batman, so many different Jokers, so many different all of these things, right? So we're used to characters being recast. We're used to their looks changing. We're used to little things being moved around and changed and added and taken away, and all of these adaptations of these characters that we know and love. So when it comes to them, changing up who's the actor for this and the music for that, like it's not too big a deal for me. It's just something else to either look forward to or to talk a little shit about. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with this show.
well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, but I mean, it was a pretty big announcement. Moving on, another HBO Max announcement: True Detective Night Country, which I actually really like the True Detective series so far. I think it's the first season's probably my favorite, and that one was one with McConaughey and Harrelson, I think. And that season was
Yeah, the first season of True Detective is tried and true, a fucking
it's
masterpiece.
really
And
good.
then season 2 is
Is that Colin Farrell in season
season
2?
yeah, Colin Farrell's number is season 2. And then you have season 3. I don't think I actually finished season 3, so I can't really speak to it.
I can't.
And I'm super excited about this new season. Every season of True Detective has something that hooks me. Maybe not too much because I didn't finish the last season. I like
Oh, the last season had dude from that's gonna be Blade. I can't think of the actor's name.
Ali.
But yeah, I'm interested in it. It's taking
Can you
place in
not say
Alaska.
that?
What I saw during the night, like the 30 days of night kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Which to me, I don't know, that makes me think of that movie and it gets me excited. So that alone has my interest. But I'll definitely check that out. Moving on, there was a movie announcement that I knew nothing about. First off, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually interested. And that movie is called Voyage of Demeter. Demeter, however you say it.
I don't think I didn't see the trailer for that. I know about it, but I didn't see the trailer. So
Quick
watch that
recap of the trailer. Essentially, it's got Sir Davos is in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming he's the captain of the ship. The other person in it that I knew, and I cannot think of the actor's name, but I'm pretty sure they played Dr. Dre in the
Compton.
yeah. I can't think of that actor's name. Do you know it off the top of your head?
I don't know.
I think that was him. He looked different in this, but I'm pretty sure it was him because he has a familiar face. But it had them, and essentially they're on a ship going from where'd they say? It's like a straight voyage, and all of a sudden, like, stuff starts happening and like stuff starts dying, and you find out, they say in the trailer, that Dracula is on board. And this isn't like your normal charming looking Dracula from the quick shot you got. This looks like some Nosferatu, like, rough looking vampire Dracula. So I'm kind of on board with it. Like, what little bit I saw, I was like, okay.
You know what? I think I actually did see this. No, okay. I didn't see the trailer, but before the trailer dropped, I think Bloody Disgusting posted pictures of it, and I know that it's coming out like either on my birthday or right around my
In
birthday.
August? August
Yeah.
11th? I could be really wrong on the day.
Yeah. So
is that right?
So it's coming out. It's coming out the day after my birthday. So this is absolutely something that I'm gonna go
that's the right
see.
date. I could be super wrong. I'm pretty sure it's August, but I could be off on the date.
It has to be the 11th because I'm pretty sure the 10th this year is on a Thursday. So yeah, I think you're correct. The 11th.
I want to see it.
But yeah, I'm
interested.
I saw. I keep saying IGN. I'm so sorry. I saw Bloody Disgusting post about this a little while ago, and I remember being excited about it then, but wanted to see the trailer. So I need to go watch the trailer now because I love like really dark, bloody vampire shit in general. So if you give me something that is more,
I hope it's really dark and bloody. I hope it's not like,
yeah, I love type of vampire. So
I also didn't
100%
see the rating on this, so that hopefully it's not like, I hope it's R, so they can really be bloody and darker and stuff. We'll see though. Hopefully it's not a bust. What little bit I saw, like I said, the trailer interests me. Didn't know anything about it, and then I was like, okay, that's definitely something I want to watch. And the final trailer I saved for last, and we just lost Christian. I'm not sure what happened there, so we're going to try to get him back. You got to love all the issues. All the issues going on. Let's see here. We got to break all that stuff. There we go. Okay. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm super sorry. All the issues are fun. We'll do this, and then we'll do this, and then we'll hope Christian reconnects. Yeah, so I'm really excited for that movie. One movie I might be watching this week that I'm thinking about watching and getting into is actually, what is the name of it? Winnie Pooh. It's the Winnie Pooh horror movie. I can't remember the name. I saw it where I had the ability to watch it, and I'm probably going to watch it. Blood and Honey or something like that, I think. If I get a chance, I might watch that this week, and we'll tell you about it next week. But while we're waiting on Christian to reconnect for whatever reason, because technical issues happen and they're not fun. But the other movie, or not movie, sorry, excuse me. The other trailer I saw that I'm super stoked for would be the announcement of the Penguin series. That's right. From the Batman. It is a continuation taking place after the Batman, from my understanding. And it is a series going into the events with the Penguin. Directed by Matt Reeves. What I saw looked freaking awesome. And I'm super, super stoked for it. Let's see if we can get this. We are working through technical issues. This is like 3 weeks in a row of technical issues. So those listening, I'm super sorry. Those on YouTube, I'm extra sorry because things just don't want to work. And maybe we have Christian back now. Christian, have you returned to us?
Hey, I'm back.
Okay, we have now got Christian back, but I don't. Why is this not working? Let's see. Christian, I'm going to need you to stop breaking stuff. That's what I'm going to need you to do. Okay, so pretty much I just told everybody what the other trailer was. I did say I was going to try to watch the Winnie Pooh movie this week. I saw where I could watch it, Blood and Honey or whatever it's called. I'm going to do my best to watch it, and we'll talk about it next week if I can. No promises. But the final trailer I saved for last on purpose, and we're going to talk about it again. So if you're listening, you get to hear me talk about it again. But now that we have Christian back on the call and back here, and that trailer would be the production trailer for The Penguin, which excited the shit out of me because from what I saw, and Christian can correct me if I'm wrong, it's taking place after the events of the Batman. It is directed by Matt Reeves, who did the Batman, and pretty much it's just going to follow Penguin after everything that happened with all the stuff in the Batman. He's going to be his journey and I guess building towards the second movie. And god dang, did it look good in the production trailer, teaser thing, or whatever the hell it's called. It looked good. I can't freaking wait. Colin Farrell. Oh, God, I want it. I want that grimy sleazeball penguin he has more. And the part where he capped the dude, like he straight up shot this person, I was like, oh, hell. Like, here we go.
Yeah, and then started laughing about it.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. It's so good. That little teaser is all I needed. Like, it said 2024, and I was like, yeah, just give me a date. I'm ready. Bring it. I showed the missus, and she was like, oh, hell yeah. I was like, yeah.
I felt the same way. I really did enjoy it, and I mean, I don't have anything to add from what you've already said. They could have a show about the woman at the diner that the Riddler was in the original movie. They could have a series about her life, and I'd still watch it if it's in that world because it still looks the same. Like
I
the
love
color
the
palette's
dark
the same.
grittiness of it so much. Like I like what they're doing with that world.
It looks really good. It sounds really good. I like these production trailers because you get to see like the boom mics and stuff in the scene from where it's not edited fully yet. And like I'm into it because every single time you have something like that, it piques my interest. I see it more, and I get to see the evolution of the film. So we get to look at, for an example, the very first.
Honestly, I'd be happy with nothing
trailer.
else. Like, don't even give me another trailer. Just be like, hey, it's coming in 2024. You see that it's here. Here's like, what, 4 scenes or something? Like little clips from scenes. I don't need to see anything else. I'm watching. You sold me. Like, I don't need stuff. I'm good.
I mean, obviously they're gonna show other stuff. They have to, we'll have like what Comic-Con will have. If DC does DC Fandom, we'll have that. So yeah, they're definitely gonna show more stuff, and I'm excited to see more stuff because I want to see what the show's actually about. Like who is the Penguin up against in this? Do we see any of the Batman in this? Do we see any of Bruce Wayne in this? Do we see any other persons in this that are connected to Batman? Any other characters that we know? Any other villains? Any other heroes? Any other friends? Right? Like I would like to see that. I would like to know if that, so I know what to look forward to. But aside from that, yeah, I agree with you. I think if we got one more solid trailer that is, fully polished, that's all I need. And then really quick, did you see there's a lot of trailers that came out over the course of this week and last week. Did you see the Marvels trailer by chance?
I did not. I haven't. I also haven't seen Secret War trailer.
Okay, so I watched both of those trailers, and the Secret Wars trailer looks about like what you think it would look like. It looks decent. I do want to watch it. I saw
Is
the
it a
Marvels
show or
trailer.
Secret Wars is a show, not a movie, right?
Secret Wars is a Disney Plus show,
Okay.
and the Marvels is a movie. And the Marvels has Monica Rambeau, which is in my opinion, the best of all those characters. You have Kamala Khan, and then you have uh, Captain Marvel, right? Carol Danvers. So I really want to emphasize this. I am not the biggest fan of these three characters in the movies. In the comics, I love all three of them. I think they're all great. In the movies, I'm not a huge fan of Marvel. In the movies, I'm not a huge fan or shows, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of Kamala Khan's character, Miss Marvel. And in the shows slash movie, I guess, I actually really like Monica Rambeau. She's the only one so far that I'm really into character. I can say that they have definitely changed her powers work, which might not be that great because in the comics a she's a fucking powerhouse, right? She's great. She's actually the first person that was called Captain Marvel before Carol Danvers as well. She was Captain Marvel long before Carol Danvers was, and they changed that up for the movies, which whatever makes sense for the movies, all that. Um, I'm really excited to see her in a movie. I want to see what she can do longer term, longer form. But this movie is straight up comedy, and that's exactly what I don't want more of from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, unfortunately, the trailer didn't do a whole lot for me. I mean, it looks like it'll be funny, but like I'm not going to watch these MCU movies for all of right. So we'll see what happens. Like I'm gonna reserve as much judgment as I can. Obviously, there's some here, but I'm gonna reserve as much as I can to see what happens when the film actually comes out. I hope it's really good. I would like for this movie to be a win. The women of Marvel need a fucking win, like hardcore. So let this be the one.
And I think Christian broke again. We lost Christian. I don't know what that
How
was.
like
Oh,
this movie is
there he
like
is.
I'll go see it.
We lost you for a second, but there we go. You come back at the end and like everything cut out for a split second.
Weird. Well, just to wrap it up, I was just saying, it doesn't seem like it's going to be my cup of tea, but I'm going to give it a shot, and I hope that the Marvel women get a win because they absolutely need one and deserve one. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. And we got apparently time of recording this a little under an hour ago. It was posted that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will now launch on February 2nd, 2024. They made the tough decision, but necessary decision to take the time needed to work on getting the game to the best quality experience for our players. So that looks like they've postponed it. I thought they had already postponed it, I believe, to later in the year or something, and now they're postponing it until next year, the start of next year.
So we actually talked about that before on this podcast. So they postponed the game. So it was coming out this summer, and once we saw the trailer for the game and they released some of the information about the game, I said in that podcast episode that the game wasn't going to come out this summer, not because it didn't look good, but because people raged about the play style of the game and what was going to happen and all the microtransactions and how they're going to make you pay to do all this stuff. Like people raged about that hardcore and their voices were heard. So I think what they're trying to do now is go back retroactively and change up how the stuff is as far as the play style of the game. And then it'll come out later on. And the last time they told us it was going to be a change before today, I know for a fact it was when we were talking about The Last of Us, I think, like early episodes. And I remember saying it got pushed back to later on this year, and that means it's not going to come out this year at all. It's going to come out next year. And the reason why I said that is because there was no way they were going to jump from summer to fall and fix all the problems because it's only a couple of months difference. So that's not enough time for them to do anything significant for the game. And they knew what was going to happen. As soon as they released that information for the game and people realized they were going to have to pay all of this shit for online and it was only going to be online and all this other shit, like, nah, I knew that wasn't going to be the case. I knew that wasn't going to work. And they kind of did too. So, yeah, it wouldn't make sense for them to release it as I could be wrong, but given how things typically work in the video game space, we're going to get Mortal Kombat this fall. So if we get Mortal Kombat this fall, and then Justice League Kill the Suicide is supposed to come out later this year, which would have been the fall, would have it would have got destroyed by Mortal Kombat. And then Spider-Man is also coming out. So yeah, there was no way it was gonna make it. No way.
All right. Well, I think that's all our news. Yeah, I did listen to an album that I wanted to talk about.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was Current's new album or EP,
Nice.
and I have a song for you, Christian, that you need to listen to. And when you listen to it, I would love for you to tell me what you think about it. I'm going to find the name of the song right now, but the song is heavy as balls. It's called Vengeance by Currents off of So Alone album.
Vengeance. I wonder where they got
Just
the
trust me,
idea for
the
that.
start of that song alone, I was like, oh God. Like,
You said it's called Vengeance. So
Vengeance
let's
by
look
Currents
it up.
So Alone album. But pretty solid album. Currents good band. But it's time to get to the meat and potatoes of this episode. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties. If you're watching on YouTube, video cut in and out, I'm super sorry about that. You know, it is what it is. We're pushing through best we can. And I apologize. I don't know what's going on with that. But we're going to keep pushing through. And the meat and potatoes this week, in honor of the Mario movie coming out, we have a top 10 list.
It's come out.
Yeah. We have a top 10 list of favorite Mario games. Now, disclosure, usually we both have a top 10 list. I don't have a list this week because there is a bunch of damn games that I haven't played, and I don't know if I have 10 I could put. A bunch of Mario games. I played them on regular NES. I played it on Super NES, certain ones, and then I didn't have access or the ability to play on an N64 or GameCube, or I did have a Game Boy, the original, but I never had like the 3DS or the Advance or any of that. And then I played, I think, one game on the Wii, and I might have played one on Wii U, and I haven't got to really play any on Switch. So, Christian's got a list, and we're going to discuss them, and we're going to go through his top 10 Super Mario Brothers games.
Nice. So, I'm going to kind of run through this list a little bit, because like I said, there are like 90 Mario games.
So,
and I know that
okay, hold on. For context, before you do this, are you doing solely like the Super Mario game, like Super Mario Brothers, Mario Brothers 2, New Brothers, or are you doing like Super Mario Strikers, like the off, I don't know what you call them, like the spin-off, there we go, spin-off games, like Mario Party?
My list includes everything Mario.
Okay, so anything Mario related goes in the list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I might have could have done a top, I don't know, probably not. Okay, let's get to it.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm going to run through the list. There's a lot of Mario games. And for those of you who have played at least 3 Mario games, you know, a lot of these games are essentially the same thing over and over again, just different ways, more fun. So like I said, I'm going to go through it. Starting off strong, number 10 is Super Mario Galaxy from 2007. Super Mario Galaxy, I remember when that game first launched, I wasn't excited to play it. I was like, this doesn't look very fun. Like the proportions are off. I'm not sure. And then I played all of my words because it was awesome. So
never
Super Mario Galaxy is never. There's 2 of them. Super Mario 1 and 2. They're both great games. They're good fun. It's Mario 3D at its best. Like you should absolutely give it a shot if you haven't. They're easy to come by. If you and the missus do own a Switch, so it's something that you could totally get your hands on if you wanted. Totally worth it. Number 9 is one of the first Mario games that I actually completed, and that's Super Mario 64. Came out in '96, and one of the games that every kid with a Nintendo 64 had to have. Some of those other games I won't talk about, but I remember that was one of the ones that I used to rent all the time from Blockbuster. And I finally got my own copy and played the piss out of that game. And it wasn't easy either. Like, I remember having a hard time, like, navigating some of the things in that game and beating it. And, like, when I finally beat it, I was like, oh, my God, I beat a game? What? It felt so good. But I got past that, and it was awesome. And then that, you know, just further solidified my fan for Mario because it was great.
I never had an N64 until right after the missus and I got married. She had one, I think it was her dad's, but I never had one. I did play my cousins like off and on here and there if I was over there with them.
Mhm.
But when we got it, shout out to Yobi of all people. Yobi, real one. I know you're probably listening. He, for a wedding gift, sent us an N64 and a couple games and stuff. And I still haven't really ever played Mario 64, but I've heard it's a fantastic one. And I think this was Mario 64, but the missus said something earlier when I told her we were doing Mario. She was like, all-time favorite moment is throwing the penguin off the ledge or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes,
She's
yes,
like, that is the
and
best.
yes, 100. That's my second favorite moment. My first favorite moment is the very first Bowser boss fight because I'm fucking scared to die in that game, and I beat him, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But the penguin is my second favorite moment, so I know exactly what she's talking
Okay.
about. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Speaking of, this is a little bit off topic, but I know we've talked about this off pod before, and we talked about Final Fantasy Tactics, and I know the Final Fantasy Tactics, and I feel like I like gave you guys a copy of that at one point. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, but I found my copy of Final Fantasy Tactics A2 like 2 days ago randomly found it. It doesn't have a case; it's just the game, the little chip for like Game Boy or DS or whatever it is. And man, I found my DS as well, and I'm gonna play that again because that game was dope. So just thought
Nice.
I'd throw it out there real quick. Also, one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy Tactics. Me too. Anyway, moving on with the list, we're on number 8 right now. So my number 8 for me for favorite Mario games of all time is actually Super Mario Bros. 3. That one
You broke up there. What did you say? Super Mario Brothers 3? We might have lost him again, chat.
first
Oh, nope, he's coming back. There we go. He's back.
coming back.
Okay.
Back
What was
in
number 8?
it.
Did you say Super Mario Brothers 3? You broke up.
Super Mario Brothers 3, yeah.
That's the one where you could turn
And
like you get like the little raccoon tail, right?
that's the I think so, yes.
That would be one if I had a list, that would probably be in my top 3. Cuz that I remember playing
That
the
makes a lot of
piss out of
sense.
that one. That was a really good one.
That one was super fun, and the cover kind of left you at odds, like how is this going to play out? And then you actually play the game, and it's fucking amazing. So definitely that. Number 7 is one of those Mario spin-off type games, and it's one of my favorite of the Mario spin-offs. Obviously, it makes number 7 on the list, but it came out in 2001, and that game is the original Luigi's Mansion.
Ooh.
Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube was so much fun. It was so different. Well, for Mario, it was so different. Mario was you weren't even Mario in the game. You were Luigi the whole time, and that's when we now got the whole stigma that Luigi's scared all the time. And he's like kind of the opposite of Mario, which wasn't the case before that game came out. And I just remember being like, "Yo, this is Ghostbusters. This is just straight up Ghostbusters with Mario," and that's exactly what it was. And I love that game. It was dope. I remember that's one of the first games that dropped when the GameCube came out, and I didn't personally own that game. All of my friends had a copy of it, so when we would trade games, I would always take that one, and they would take something else of mine that they wanted. Because remember back in the day when trading games was everything to your friend for your
You
friends.
can borrow this and let me
So we
borrow
did that a
that.
lot. Exactly, and that's how I played so many games back then because I didn't have access to a lot of these, but the games that I did have access to, my friends couldn't get because their parents were a little bit stricter than mine. So like, if I had a game that was rated M or had a lot of blood in it or
Christian
whatever,
had laser
they
shoot
knew to come to
Larry.
me. Jesus Christ, I literally always forget that that game exists until you bring it up. Um, but yeah, like for an example, I had like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for a while, and I didn't play it a whole lot. But I knew all of my friends wanted it, so they would come over and trade me like whatever I wanted, so they could play that. Then Grand Theft Auto 3, they would want a lot. So Vice City, all that stuff. And shout outs to my uncle, man. He used to just get me that stuff in bulk and just drop it off at the house and just leave it. So that's how I had all that stuff that I needed to have back then. But moving on the
I
list,
never
coming
played
in at number
Luigi's Mansion
6.
stuff. I've never played any of them. I know this is why
Dude,
I didn't make a list. There's so much I know about it. I just didn't get the opportunity to play it. So I don't have like, I guess essentially any kind of thing to like add to it there. Sadly.
speaking of Mario,
Uh oh. Lost him again for a second. Maybe he comes back. Dude, it's been a little bit of a struggle bus trying to get through this. Oh, is he going to come back? Drum roll. We need a drum roll thing. Brrr, that looks like that would be a nope. We lost Christian yet again. All right, let us fix this real quick. Let me fix that. But hopefully you're enjoying this. We've been really enjoying doing the list and stuff, you know? Like, we've been enjoying doing top 10 lists for you, and we enjoy and appreciate you bearing through technical issues. I don't know why stuff is doing this so much lately. I have honestly no clue what's going on. And it kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. And
no idea.
There we go. Okay, we're back now. So
back in it, and you were just talking before we disconnected. You were just saying that you hadn't played Luigi's Mansion, and I was just saying, I know you haven't seen it yet, but the new Super Mario Brothers movie that just released like last week, it actually has a like a cameo, like a big shout out to Luigi's Mansion in the movie, and it's really funny. So whenever you get a chance to,
I want to watch it. I'm
totally
excited to watch the Mario movie.
it.
I watched the Bowser Peaches song earlier.
Yeah.
Peaches, peaches, peaches. Like, yeah. I'm excited to watch it. I think it'll be a fun movie. I'm excited to watch it with my son too. Like, I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, it's a good time for sure. But moving.
Uh-oh. Did we lose it again? Wow. Well, yeah, we're gonna try something. So yet again, technical issues. Let's see if we can do. I apologize to everybody. I do not know what's going on. There we go. We're just gonna do that, I guess, for right now. There we go. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this doing a call like this and see if this works. Maybe this will work better, and we can get through. We'll see if just being in a call will function a little better for us. So yeah, Christian,
yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so let's continue forth. We're just gonna try a call this time, and I don't know why video keeps freezing up. So we'll see if we can get through it with just a call. So we're at number 7.
No, we're on number 6. Number
6.
7 was Luigi's Mansion. So number 6 for me is Yoshi's Island.
Okay.
I first played Yoshi's Island also on the Nintendo 64, and that was a great time, and just solidified my love for Yoshi. So I love that game.
Okay. It was on what? What'd you say it was on?
It was on a lot of the systems, but the first time I played it, it was on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right.
And someone is knocking on my door, so give me just a second as you talk to our lovely listeners about Yoshi and how much you love him.
I do actually like Yoshi. I remember I have fond memories of Yoshi and eating those dang little eggs and all that stuff, and just eating everything actually with Yoshi. No, he I don't know if did you eat the eggs? I remember you had like eggs that trailed you on one of them. Was that Yoshi's Island possibly? I can't remember. What, you were first introduced to Yoshi in I want to say Super Nintendo. What would that have been? That would have been let's see, Super Mario World, I think, and I think that's where you were introduced to Yoshi for the first time. I know after that you had Yoshi's Island. When was Yoshi introduced? 1990. Let's see. Yeah, Super Mario World. So I was right. Get some, chat. Look at that. I call you chat because I'm used to streaming all the time. But get some pod listeners. Look at that knowledge. I remember playing that's one I did play a lot of, Super Mario World on Super NES. I did play quite a bit of it. While Christian's answering his door. If I had to pick top 3 for me right now, man, Super Mario Brothers 3 will be up there. I really liked it. The original, I really enjoyed it. So Super Mario World would be one. That's 3 already. But then I also really liked, was it Super Mario Brothers on Wii and Wii U? You had Super Mario Brothers or the new Super Mario Brothers on Wii in 2009. Remember that one was good, and I did like that one. Remember beating it, and then new Super Mario Brothers U. I remember me and the missus playing it, and that just being pure chaos. But that was also fun, but pure chaos because things just always went south. I have not played Odyssey. I have wanted to play Odyssey, and I've been told it's really good. And I also really wanted to play Super Mario Maker. I always thought that was a really dope concept for a game, playing created levels and stuff
I
like that
didn't
from
play
people.
Super Mario Maker either, but I heard nothing but good things.
I always thought it was a really cool idea, and I thought it'd be fun to play other people's insane levels. But yeah, those would probably be 5 games: Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World, the introduction of Yoshi there, and then when I say new Super Mario Brothers from Wii and new Super Mario Brothers U would probably be the ones that like I would pick, and Mario All Stars. I remember that being on Super Nintendo, I think. I remember I played quite a bit of it, but those would probably be mine.
Absolutely.
Anyways, okay, so back to what you were saying.
So I guess that brings us to number 5, halfway done with the list. Coming in number 5 for me is just Super Mario Brothers. That one came out in Super Smash Brothers. I lied. Super Smash Brothers. That came out in 1999.
Does that count?
Still remember the commercials. What's up?
Does that count?
Yeah, man, that is technically a Mario game. If you look it up, that's under the Mario title.
Well, okay.
Yeah, he was the reason why the game sold to begin with, because they used the popularity of Mario to sell the games. And I still remember the commercials for it because it was the song, Let Me Tell You About My Best Friend. It was that song, and they had a person dressed up in a Mario mascot costume, a Donkey Kong costume, and who else was it? I think there was a Yoshi, and they were just all like punching each other in the face and rolling down a hill to that song, and it was in slow-mo. And I just remember being like, this is hilarious. And then seeing the poster for the game, and a buddy of mine got the game like right when it came out, and we played that game like all night up until the morning. His mom was pissed because we didn't sleep.
I miss those
it was
days.
insane.
Listeners, did you ever have those days? Because I miss the hell out of those days where you would get a new game, you'd hang out with your friends or family, and you would play literally all night. You would pull all-nighter, be tired as balls the next day, but so ready to play it more. Dude, those were good days growing up.
Absolutely. I mean, we're way too old for that now. We don't go to sleep for a day. That ruins the next 2 days.
Yeah, I'm old.
But moving on the list, coming in at number 4 is Super Mario Kart 64. This game I played so much of on the 64. I wore my system out playing this game. I played it against all of my friends. There were different modes in the game you could play. Rainbow Road was a huge thing at the time. Like, dude, Super Mario Kart 64 was legendary. Super Mario Kart 64 is where you went to solve all your issues if you didn't have Smash Brothers. And another Mario game that's actually not on the list, but an honorable mention I'll talk about right now, is Super Mario Party. I played a lot of Super Mario Party 2 and 3. And then I remember getting to 4 and it getting a little ridiculous. But I played a lot of 1, 2, and 3, 2 and 3 in particular. And that's the game that you would absolutely lose friends over, because if you stole a friend's star, like, they hated you, like in real life, straight up hated you. So there was a lot of that going on. And like I said, didn't make the list because that was not a game to play with friends. It was a game to play people you didn't like or know, because you would lose friendships. But definitely play a lot of that. But Mario Kart 64 is number 4 on the list.
Yeah, I didn't know. I wasn't thinking of those games. I was thinking of like Paper Mario and stuff like that, like all of those. Like Mario Kart would be on my list for sure. And
dude,
I didn't
Mario
realize
Kart
Smash
is
was one.
absolutely
Smash
a Mario
would probably be on there too.
Yeah, dude, you absolutely. You got to think outside the box. You got Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, Mario Super Strikers, all that stuff.
Super Strikers is probably on there. Super Strikers was fun, I think, or tennis maybe. Was it tennis? I don't know. I played it passing. I never owned it.
Fair. Number 3 on the list is another Smash Brothers game. It is Super Smash Brothers Brawl. That one came out in 8. It came out for the Wii. I remember playing that game a lot. actually, the very first time I played Brawl was my senior year in high school, and there was a video game club. I wasn't a part of the video game club at the time, and they were having a tournament for this game in the lunchroom. And because the people in that group were all like the stereotypical nerds, people would like laugh at them for playing their games and watching anime and stuff. And I just remember being like, I play games, I watch anime, I draw these characters, I love this kind of stuff. I should join the video game club or at least attempt to play in this tournament. And I remember a buddy of mine was like, dude, you've only played the first two. You haven't played Brawl before. Why? And you don't know how to use the controller for the Wii. Why would you do this? And I was like, you know what? I'm sure I'll figure it out. So I joined, and they were like, hey, because you're not in the club, we'll let you play this, but you got to choose a random character. And I remember choosing random and getting Yoshi of all people. And I beat everyone and won the tournament with Yoshi. And I'll never forget the last blow of the game I hit with Yoshi and won. And the whole lunchroom exploded. Everybody was like, oh my God. And I just remember being like, I can't believe I just won. Never played this before. I played with Yoshi and beat all of these guys in a tournament. And after winning that tournament in the lunchroom, my senior year of high school, they asked me and another buddy to join the video game club. So we did. We had to take a test to get in, and we passed the test, and we joined the video game club. So that was the only club I was a part of in high school. All thanks to Smash Brothers Brawl. So that's number 3 on the list for me.
All right, then.
And then that brings us to the top 2. So number 2, man, like I gotta say, number 2 could have easily been number 1 because it's obviously one of my favorite Mario games of all time. And number 2 on the list for me came out in 2002 on the GameCube, Super Mario Sunshine. I absolutely love this game. I love the soundtrack. I love the story. I love the boss fights. I love the mechanics of having to use the water in the game to clean up the city. Like, it was so much fun. It was ridiculously fun to be what it was, and it was very different from the other Mario games I played prior to. Super Mario Sunshine, like I said, easily could have been number 1, but it just got beat out by the number 1 game that is Super Smash Brothers Melee. That one came out in 2001 on the GameCube. It was one of the launch titles for the GameCube. And I don't think there is a single game that I've played more of than this game. I've played Super Smash Brothers Melee more than I played any other game ever. I put so much time into it. As a matter of fact, there was a character that you could unlock in the game, and I think it was Mewtwo. And the only way you could get Mewtwo is if you played the game for 24 hours straight. So what I had to do was put a match on for the computers to fight. They had unlimited lives, and the time was unlimited. So I just let that play out while I went to school for like a whole day, and I came home and watched Dragon Ball Z, ate dinner, and all that stuff, and just waited 24 hours. And then I got back on, ended the match, and got Mewtwo right after that. You have to fight him, and then you get him. And he was like one of the last characters I remember unlocking in the game. And that alone was just a full day of me playing the game. I'm sure my mom was pissed and probably beat the shit out of me because our electric bill was, super fucking high at that point. But it was worth the ass whooping. Mewtwo was a really cool character. And then he, was so popular that they put him in all the other games after the fact. So I really enjoyed Super Smash Brothers Melee. It was fantastic. It was one of the first fighting games that I started playing tournaments with and just really doing my thing, ending fights and arguments, settling bets, winning money, losing money, all kinds of shit, all for that one game. So of all the Mario games, Super Mario Sunshine just got beat out by Super Smash Brothers Melee. And I mean, what can I say, man? That game was ahead of its time. It was shit. Playing as all of those Nintendo licensed characters, it was fantastic. I can't praise it enough. And all the games that come out after it, Brawl, and all the stuff, Ultimate, all of those games, they're all good in their own way, but nothing's ever going to be the same as Melee when that one dropped because it was the sequel to beat out all other sequels. It was fantastic.
Christian, you cheated. I just want you to know that. Over here throwing Smash in instead of like Wario and whoever else, like Wario Land or any of those. You cheated. You cheated.
You could have made your own list, but you were like, I haven't played any Mario games.
Well, I mean,
And when
I
you
didn't know we
said
were
that,
throwing like all the Smash games in there. Like I can get
if
Mario
you
Kart
look,
because it's Mario. It's not Super Mario Smash. Cheater. Christian cheated.
all right, whatever you say, man, whatever you say.
Asterisk beside his list, but at least he had a list. I didn't have one, so yeah. Because if you've been a little, he was like, list your Mario game. So I'm thinking like straight up Mario, not Smash and all. If he would have been a little more descriptive, maybe we could have had two lists. But it is what it is. Christian, thank you for your list. Oh,
You're very welcome.
This guy, I swear. Where's Dr. Mario? You're not gonna put Dr. Mario in a list anywhere?
Dr. Mario was never one of my favorites. That's just me.
You didn't like Tetris then, right? Which I didn't play a lot of Tetris either. I remember playing Dr. Mario. It was like one of the few games I had on my Game Boy.
There were so many Tetris rip-off games that like Dr. Mario wasn't one of my favorites because I remember at one point I was playing a lot of Puzzle Fighter for Street Fighter, and it was just Tetris, but every time you won, your characters would do like a special move on another character and shit like that. So that was more fun for me than Dr. Mario ever was.
Yeah, I never played any of the Paper Marios.
Paper Marios were amazing, and that would be another honorable mention for me because Paper Mario on the 64 and on the GameCube were fantastic games, 100%.
But yeah, there we go. There's the list. Top 10. Listeners, what is your favorite Mario game of all time or your top 3? Let us know. We would love to hear from the comments which ones you like the best and which ones you have the fondest memories of, or even what is a memory you have from the Mario games. I will say Mario, the original Mario, is definitely one of the first games I played. I remember playing it. I remember playing Duck Hunt, and I remember playing Track and Field, I think it was called, with the stupid little pad that you had to run on and stuff on the NES we had. So I definitely have early memories of it. And then, of course, on Super Nintendo, I played that way more. And I believe I played so much that my cartridge actually messed up, and then I couldn't play any more of that one, which sucked, and it always made me really mad. But yeah, I do think the remakes on the Wii and Wii U have been pretty good. Like the Mario Brothers, the new Mario Brothers and stuff. I have enjoyed those. And yeah, Mario will have a special place in my heart. But we would love to know which ones you like. And we apologize again about technical issues. I don't know what's going on with the video call. It seems like just the regular call is going better this time. I don't know why the video call is acting up. Technology, it is what it is. But we still push through. So if you have made it this far, you're a real one. And we appreciate you riding with us all the way through. And hopefully you enjoyed that list. And we would love to hear your top 10. But it is time that we
pass the whiskey.
That's right. Get your
Whiskey.
As we go to the last call question. And this week, it comes from the one, the only, the legendary, on the inside himself. And he says, spring has sprung. What are your favorite spring/summer time activities? Well, I got 2 right away.
I have 3 right away.
Okay. Who do you want to lead then?
I've been talking a lot. You go ahead.
Okay. Mine, off the top of my head right away, are grilling. I love to grill and do stuff as that, like cooking outside and stuff during spring/summer. Enjoy going out there, smoking some meat, grilling, having a beer or something while doing that, and just kind of hanging out and doing all that. I really do enjoy that. It's relaxing. It's fun. And my other one is anything pertaining to water. As it gets warmer, whether it be going to a pool, going to a river, a lake, the ocean, whatever. If I can be around, in, or near water, I'm happy. I love the water. Love to fish, stuff like that, swim. So anything pertaining to that, I'm all for. So those would probably be my 2 right away that I would think of.
All right. Very similar to mine. I'm not going to say grilling. I'm going to say grilled food. I love eating grilled food. So whoever is grilling this summer, this spring, let me know. I will gladly come over and eat what you grill.
One of the times you come over to the house for Halloween stuff, weren't that like one of your requests was like, can you grill something?
Absolutely. It's every single time I come over, that's a request.
Christian's like, let me have some grill
Like,
food. Fire up that grill.
please, God, like you don't understand. Grilled food is one of my favorite things in general of all time. I love it so much. And that's one of my favorite parts about just summer and spring. So you asked a really good last call question. So that one, like you said, I also really enjoy being by the water, not necessarily in the water all the time. I told you guys earlier in this episode, being in the water is more of a pain in the ass than anything these days, just because of my hair and how that works. It's really, really irritating. Uh, but I do really love being by the water. Being in the water still when I can is awesome. But water in general in the summertime and the springtime, there's nothing like it. And the third thing is just enjoying the view because spring and summer equals sundress season, and that's the best season of all time. So those are my three favorite activities for the spring and summer. And if you don't agree with me, then you either don't like what beautiful human beings look like in summer and sundresses. You just don't appreciate
I think your
the, the
fiance is about to
the
drop kick you in the head.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you
you
better
know what?
backtrack kind of quick on that.
Probably I'm not. I'm gonna double down because
Oh,
she also has sundresses, and she knows if it's a sundress day, then I'm right behind her the whole day. I'm right there. That came out a little weirder than I wanted it to,
good
just to
God.
be honest. But
Christian, you need to stop. You need to stop while you're ahead. You're making this worse.
I'm already behind. I've already dug a hole and started laying down. It's too late now.
Oh my
It's
God.
too late. But anyway, seriously, water sports and grilled food. Like I said, I don't grill a whole lot because I'm kind of garbage at it. I try, I do a little bit. I can cook like burgers and dogs, like anybody can do that. But like when it comes down to like really making really good chicken, really good steak, all that kind of stuff, I'm not the best person to ask, but I will eat it any day of the week. If you're grilling food, please God,
It's
let me
something
know.
about grilling and
Save me a
having
plate.
like an ice cold beer while you grill. It's nice. I don't know.
Dude, it really is,
Sometimes
man.
like
There's
music
nothing like
playing,
it.
or you have like you're watching something, or you have music playing like in the background. You can kind of just chill out. I don't know. I love it. That's a fantastic time.
100%. 100%.
Very good question. Let
Yeah.
us know what your top summer spring activity is. I would love to know what our listeners like to do. What are you looking forward to?
I can't wait to hear that myself.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. Again, we apologize about the technical issues we pushed through. So, points to us. We get a gold banana sticker, hopefully. But hopefully you enjoyed this and Christian's top 10 list of Mario games. We'll hopefully have another good one next week for you guys. We've been enjoying doing the list, so we're going to keep doing them. It's been a fun little thing as long as we can keep coming up with stuff to have list of. If you have any suggestions for something list-wise for us to do, please let us know. Because like I said, we do enjoy them, and we feel like it's good banter and good conversation, and it's fun to hear what each other picks. So let us know if you have a suggestion for us to do one, and we will happily do it. But other than that, new episodes every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time on all audio platforms, Spotify, Anchor.fm, Google, Overcast, Apple, all that stuff. 8 a.m. every Wednesday, Central Time. Check it out. Rate it 5 stars, share with a friend, subscribe, follow, whatever, all that good stuff. Keep spreading the word about it. You can check out the video version over on my YouTube, youtube.com/IamSinister. Subscribe. We're pushing towards 1K subs, I believe. So go drop a sub over there. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. And if you'd like to have your question featured on Last Call, such as on the inside, a reoccurring questioner, whatever, go join the Gilded server, gilded.gg/Sinister Pack. In the application, just put from the pod. And then there is a whole section dedicated to the Sippin With Sin podcast where you can talk about the episodes. You can show us what you're drinking. You can do Sinister Tales, where you can submit scary stories for us to talk about on the podcast. And then there's a whole section for Last Call questions where you can get it featured, and we can hopefully get it on a podcast. Or we will get it on a podcast because that's what we do. We're the bosses. We can do what we want. But you can go there, join that. Or you can hit us up on the social media sites, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Sippin With Sin, SIPPIN with Sin. DM us there. Go follow. Converse with us. It's another way to get your Last Call question or to let us know some of these answers. We would love to hear from you guys. You can find me on my personal socials at IamSinister TV on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me streaming on kick.com/IamSinister, twitch.tv/IamSinister TV, and you can find me over on TikTok as well at tiktok.com/@IamSinister TV, I think it is. Yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me. Christian, where can the lovely folks find you?
You guys can find me at Vin and Inc. on Instagram and my full name, Christian Vincent, on TikTok, where I do a bunch of movie reviews. More to come on those. You can also find me on my podcast site as well, and that is Horrorverse Pod on all socials. So, guys, come and say hi, say what's up, ask questions, and we can have a conversation over there.
Yep. And like I said, let us know if there's something you want us to list. Always open to suggestions and content you guys would like to hear. But we're going to keep doing them. We're going to keep going over movies and stuff and doing what we do because that's what we like to do over here. So we're going to continue it. But we appreciate you listening and making it through yet another episode and another week. And we hope you have a great rest of your week and a great start to the next one and so forth. And we'll see you guys next week. How about that? We'll see you next week. You don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Christian, it's time for you to shut down this podcast.
Not a problem at all. Thank you all so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Sipping with Sin. Be sure to leave a 5-star review, click that follow button and that like button if you haven't already. But most importantly, guys, I'm going to leave you with those same 3 words. I'll leave you with every podcast. And those 3 words are as follows. Say them with me. Don't get gutted.
See you guys next week.